black people in DC, get your and take care of them police officers like they should have been taken care of 50 years ago.
We're not going to report this woman immediately to the police, to the FBI. These type of people need to be arrested, honestly. And I don't know why they feel compelled to be able to just say this online and think that they can get away with it. If this was a white person, and I don't, know, because this is just going viral everywhere, all right? And so somebody sent this to me, and I said, wait a minute, hold on one second. And I'm pretty sure that they've removed this by now. But this is going viral, and I don't understand why people would say something like this. Why would you advocate for somebody to take another person's life? Regardless of what they do or how they do it. And because for me, I advocate for three things. There's three things that I just don't do. I don't advocate for people to get locked up because I believe that everybody deserves a day in court and is innocent until proven guilty. I don't advocate for people to lose their life, and this is this right here. And I don't advocate against people being able to provide for their family. I think that everybody should be able to become a productive citizen of the United States of America. But to say that, black people in DC need to go and get a pistol and then go also and potentially harm another human being, let alone a federal officer or a police officer or an FBI agent, because this is what they should have did to him 50 years ago, is very troubling. And it's not even just the fact that she said it online, because I'm glad that people have the ability to tell on themselves. It's the fact that she's so stupid, first of all, to think that just because she didn't say the words, but she said pew, pew, that that's supposed to change what it means. That's one. But then two, this is how people feel every day. So when you see people that say that, oh no, black people can't be racist because they have no ability or power to do anything to anybody, I call BS. I call 100% BS. There's several different reports. Shout out to Nick Shirley. Nick Shirley is on the ground, and he was actually speaking with homeless people, and he was asking them how were they being treated and what was going on, because there are several different content creators that haven't even been to DC, never been there in their lives, saying that they just snatching people off the streets, and he has a completely different perspective in that, they're saying that they're being treated with respect, they've given the care that they need that they never got before. So this is crazy. This is absolutely insane. And unfortunately, I'll tell you the even more insane part. The more insane part is that there's actually people that won't say it online, that won't be straightforward and matter of fact in their delivery and what they saying. There's people online, unfortunately, that actually probably thinks just like her and agree with her in the community. And for me personally, I don't believe in this type of rhetoric, whether it's coming from a white person, a black person, or anybody. Nobody should innocently be losing their lives in order to protect the United States of America or just as a regular everyday citizen. And this is what you see going on. But there's also people that are on the ground that came over from other places and relocated to DC in order to participate in what's going on the streets. Let's see what they got to say.
Hey everyone, my name is Ash Lazarus Orr. I'm an organizer.
And let me, I already know what y'all gonna say. All right, you're trying to figure out what this is, what's going on. What I like to do personally is I like to get it from every person's perspective, not just people that I agree with, not just people that I disagree with, people that may not look like me, people that may not experience or see life through the same lens that I see it. And so we want to make sure that we're covering this from every single angle, from people that participate in what's going on. And this is an example of it. Let's get the whole thing and then we'll come back and give our final thoughts.
And activist and street medic, originally from Appalachia, but I recently relocated to the DMV area. I have been in this line of work for just shy of a decade, and I have been on the ground in DC with Flair, as well as other individuals and organizations, doing what we can to document as well as get folks to safety. And the point of this video, and I apologize, it's 1:36 in the morning, there is not going to be any fancy editing here. I need folks to understand how bad things are and why we need your help and how you can help. I will start with Wednesday evening. So while I was in the city administering first aid to an unhoused couple, I was unfortunately stabbed. And while I am okay, this goes to show, just how heightened folks' anxiety and just situational awarenesses are right now. People are terrified because there's just this heavy presence of police everywhere you fucking.
So you telling me that you were, and they like to use code words like unhoused. I'm not gonna get into the nose ring, the septum ring, and none of that stuff. All of those jokes write themselves, right? You're telling me, think about what they're saying. You're telling me that you were stabbed not by the police, not by a federal officer, but by somebody that was on the ground because they had high anxiety about the police being around. Do y'all hear what this nonsense? Honestly, this is the liberal mindset. Let's continue.
Go. On Wednesday, my colleague was also able to confirm that we do have armed militia groups here. You can typically spot them out because they're wearing camo or fake uniforms. And if you've been in this line of work for a while, it's pretty easy to spot the fake uniforms. But what's so terrifying is these are the folks that are carrying duct tape, zip ties, going after unhoused and other marginalized peoples, and they have the support of the FBI, DHS, and others. On Thursday evening, we watched multiple cops, mostly white men, detain a 12-year-old black child over allegedly candy and pepper spray. And the entire time.
And let me help y'all to understand something. I want to really emphasize this. The face of any movement in order to get any motion is always, especially from people that are white apologists, are always going to be black people. The face of any movement is always going to be black people. I'm going to say that so slow so you'll get it. You are the court jester. You are the mascot. You are always going to be the person that they use in order to continue to push an agenda to keep y'all on the Democrat plantation and keep y'all afraid.
Time they were doing this while this child was crying and screaming and asking questions because he was confused, all they did was laugh. And we filmed and documented the moment that kid was detained until he was released to his mother. We made sure that child remained as safe as he possibly could.
Oh, so he was okay. All right. I just wanted to make sure. See how they. Let's go. We just gonna hear the whole thing. I'm gonna let him kick it, and then we gonna come back and finish this up.
Shortly after that, I came across a gentleman near an encampment site who was bleeding pretty badly from his leg. I quickly found out he did not really understand English that well, so we were able to use Google Translate to talk back and forth. He is somebody who is, quote, illegal, but I was able to stitch him up, give him some antibiotics, and, we were able to get him to a safer location. And
That's called harboring a criminal, but let's continue.
The last time I want to come home covered in blood. That is not mine. On Friday, DHS and Border Patrol, along with MPD and others, swept unhoused communities and displaced many across the city. And what's really messed up about this is the notice that was put on the location for when the...
And let's be clear. You're not displaced because you're unhoused. We just call it what it is, homeless, and then going ahead and sleeping on the streets and public parks and sidewalks. You're not displaced then. You get displaced when they actually place you in a place that's more safe than the place where you were displaced at.
Sweep would occur was set for Monday the 18th, so they purposefully surprised these individuals because the cruelty is the fucking point. Now, tonight into Saturday night into early Sunday morning, things were quieter. We did still deal with some arrests based in racism, but there were far fewer feds out, but unfortunately, we know this calm won't last. So if you are an experienced medic or organizer or somebody who's willing to participate in direct action and understand that this is a personal risk assessment that you are taking, we need you in DC.
So there you go, basically, ladies and gentlemen. The liberals are out doing what the liberals do. But I'll continue to cover this and keep y'all up to date on everything that is happening with regard to DC and keeping our community safe and making sure that we now make our streets safer again so that there are not any more murders, illegal migrants, and trash being thrown around in our communities. Let me know what y'all think inside of the comments. Always linking back to the content creators. Make sure y'all tap into the Patreon. Link is in the description. T. Janley, 40% off your first order, 20% off for life. I love you. I appreciate you. I'm going to holler at you guys later. Peace.